Okay, so this is a video demonstration of how the sales and inventory software works. This is the sales interface that your shopkeeper or you yourself can use when you are making sales to a customer. So this is the interface. You realize that the store is selected here, and then you can enter your product. So let's just enter first product. Okay, so we have this product here. If they are buying another one, so after you've entered all the products that the customer is buying. Okay, so you click on payment, and over here you realize that this is the amount the customer is supposed to pay. But in case maybe they are giving you more than that, then you enter what the customer gave you, and over here to generate a balance for you. So that, you have total payable is 730, total paying is 800, balance is 70. Then you click on submit, and it generates a receipt for you that you can print. Okay, so this is the administrator dashboard. First of all, let's go to the products list. So there's a list of products in the system, and we've already entered them as sample data. Products, you just click on add product here. By default, it shows all the warehouses and then your stores. It shows the quantity, the name, and all that. But if you want to do a particular store or warehouse, you just click on, you select it, and then it will give you the products list for that particular store or warehouse. It will tell you the quantity for each product, selling price, the cost price. If you want to edit, you just click on edit, and then it opens for you to edit. You can edit the price, the category, the units, and all of that. If you want to add products, you just click on add products, and then you have the form to fill. You can enter your product name, the product code, and then you select the category, you select the units. If it's in pieces, it's in boxes, it's in letters, dozens, all these units, you can add them into the system under settings. You can select what type of tax you'll be using. If there's no tax, you select no tax. If it's VAT, there's a VAT, GST, or any type of tax, you can just create them into the system and then use them. And then you have the alert quantity. So it's the minimum quantity for your product. For example, if you want the system to alert you that, okay, when it's the product for any particular item gets to maybe 5 or 6, then you just enter 5 here. Now for products that have multiple sizes and colors, you can select the variants, and then you add them here. And then if there are any price adjustments, you just add those prices as well, and then you save it into the system. Okay, so if you want to print, for example, maybe a product that you've added into the system doesn't already have a barcode, you can. So let's go back to the add product. Now the add product form allows you to scan your products. If, for example, the product you want to enter into the system has a barcode, you can just use the barcode scanner to scan the products into the system, and it will automatically get the details for you. So it automatically to add the product code, and then you enter the product name, and then you save everything. So anytime you have stock, all you have to do is just scan the product into the system, and then it will count it for you. Now in the case where you don't have a barcode for that particular product, you can just come up with your own barcode. So maybe something like so let's do an example. So we have car window washer. So the code I'll come up with is maybe CWW1. Now the system will use this CWW1 that I entered to generate a barcode for you. Then you can later print that barcode and then attach it to the product that doesn't have a barcode. So then in the future you can be scanning them. Select the category. It's a car accessory, so let's select car accessories. The unit is in pieces, so let's select pieces. And the product price, let's say the product cost is 120. That's how much I purchased it from my supplier, and I'm selling it for 160. So that's the product price. And then okay, I'm not selecting any tax for this. Here you can select the tax method, whether it's inclusive or exclusive, but we'll leave it for now at exclusive. And then the alert quantity, so it should alert me when I have a stock quantity of 5 for that particular store. And then add products. So this product has been added successfully. So the car window washer. Now let's say I want to print barcodes for this particular product. I just come to print barcode label, and then I select that product. So I start typing washer. This one. I think he added more than that. So I want to print maybe 50 barcodes. I just click on 50. And then here I select what type of paper I want to use. So if it's an A4, you can see that the A4 is written here. I just select on A4 and then I click on update, and then yes, it will give me the barcodes for me to print. And then I can print it. Okay, so this is how the print preview looks like, and then you can just print it, cut it, and then attach it to your product, and then that's it. From then on, you can just use the barcode scanner to scan into your system. It's very simple to use. Okay, so moving on. For those who do maybe credit sales or deliveries for your products, you instead of using the POS interface, you can use the sales method to keep track of those type of sales that you'll be making. So let's say, for example, a customer has ordered. Let me look for a customer name. So maybe Plus One Motors is buying maybe oil, and they're buying 3, and they want it delivered to them. And we can use this to keep track of record of that. So I said payment is pending. I think they haven't paid for it, but the sale is completed. So you click on submit, and then it comes here. You can see the grand total, and then the balance. The balance means that they've not paid anything yet, but you have sent probably your dispatch rider or something to send the products there. Now, in case they make any payment, you come here, and then you come to the action, and then you come and add payments. You can print a packing list, and then you can add delivery information as well. So here you determine whether the your product is in packing, is in delivering, as in your dispatch rider is sending it, or it has been delivered. Yes, and then you add all those details here. Whether if there's any way bill or something, you add it here, and then you add information. So in this case, we'll say that it has been delivered. We add that information there. And that it has been delivered. So for all deliveries, sometimes you can just come here, come to all deliveries, and you see all the list of deliveries that you've done. Delivery details. It tells you what you delivered, the quantity. Yes, but this delivery is attached to a sale. So when you come to a list sales, this is the sale, and then the other side shows the delivery. So over here, showing that the payment status is still pending, as in the delivery hasn't been paid for. So if the customer pays for it, you can just come here, back there, add payment, and then you select what payment they did. If they made a partial payment, you enter. Maybe they paid, instead of paying 1,000, they pay 500, and they said, oh, they'll pay the rest later. You enter that, and it's going to show that the payment is due. Paid is 500, balance is 500. Payment is still due. They should still pay for it. In case they make the other payment as well, you just come back and then enter what they paid, and then the payment status will change to paid. Correct. So it's showing that the person has paid for the product that they purchased. Now you can use this site for your deliveries and your credit sales. I'm sure you have customers who buy probably on credit. You can use the site to keep track of their payments, and then how much they owe you and all that. That's fine. So you can use the site to add a quotation as well. And then you print. So for example, somebody has asked for a quotation. You can just use the site, prepare the quotation, and then print it out, or save it in PDF format and then send it to the person. Now for purchases, the purchases has to do with purchasing items from your supplier. So in case you want to do that, you just click on add purchase. Where the purchase that you are making from your supplier should go to. So often most people select their main warehouse as the place where it should be received. And here you can select the status of the purchase you are making from your supplier, whether it's received, you've just ordered it, or it's pending. So in this case, we'll say that, okay, we've received it, so we are entering. So we'll say with our supplier. We'll select which supplier it is. So maybe it's a China supplier. And then here we come and enter the products that we are buying. So in this case, I'm buying Samsung, and then I'm buying maybe Infinix. So usually purchases from suppliers um, usually purchases from suppliers are in large quantities. So let's say I'm buying 300 of this, and then I'm buying 200 of this. It gives you that sum total. And then over here you can, if there's any discounts, there's any shipping information, there's any payment terms, any notes, you can add them and then you submit. Okay, so here it's showing that I've made a purchase from my supplier. This is the supplier. This is how much in total it is. This is the balance. The balance is what I owe the supplier, because I've not indicated that I've paid my supplier already. Now in case you've paid your supplier already, just come to actions and then add payment, and then this is the amount that you're supposed to pay. Whichever method you use in paying, if it's check or cash, you can add their number to here, but in this case we're saying we pay them in cash. Then you click on add payment, and then the status over here changes from pending to paid. So it shows that okay, you bought something from your supplier and then you've paid them, so you don't owe them any balance here. Now you can download as PDF as well. Now if you have any documents that shows, you can also edit and then upload it and then save it, so that in the future you can just access it. Now you can transfer stock to also from one location to the other. So maybe if you are transferring between two stores or between your warehouse and your store, you can use the system to do that. You click on add transfer. So in this case I'm saying that okay, I want to transfer stock from my warehouse to one of my stores. So I'll take main warehouse, and then it's going to, okay, so it's going to a store. So let me select maybe Kumasi store and then select the main warehouse. So you realize that there are labels. This is from warehouse and then to warehouse. The to is at the top and then the from is down there. So in this case I'll select the products that I'm sending. We have Infinix, and then we have, okay, so these are the two products that I'm transferring from one location to the other. So let's say I'm doing 22 of this and then 10 of this. So I click on submit. Yes, and then it has been completed. So with this you can transfer stock from one location to the other, and then you can keep record of it. So for future, if in the future you want to get a report on it, you can do that as well. Now you can do returns as well. Like if for example somebody buys something and you want to return it, you can do that here. Now over here too, you can come to people. Now people usually are the employees that you have in your company or shop, and then you can come to list users. So these are the users that you've created for your software. It can be a shop manager, it can be a shopkeeper. So if you want to create a user, just click on add user here, and then you're able to add. The form pops up and then you can add. So let's say I want to create one. Let's say Joyce shopkeeper. You add their phone number here, you add their email address, and then you add a username. So it's Dutch shopkeeper. You enter a password for them, and then over here there are groups. So you can select what group the user is. If it's a sales shopkeeper, you just click on sales, and then here you select the name of a bella. So let's say in this case it's AC, I think, and then you select where they'll be entering the sales from. So every shopkeeper is assigned to a particular store or shop, and then they can't enter sales for any other shop apart from the one that you assign them to. So in this case we are assigning them to Accra store, and then whether they can view all records or their own records, it's good to use own records so that they can only view what they have done and not somebody else's record. And whether they can edit something, often it's good not to allow them to edit. They can just add and then that's it. And then if they want to edit something, they can contact the administrator for edit rights. And then whether they can allow for discount as well, we'll put it at no, and then we save it. Yes. So here you can list your customers, you can list your suppliers as well. So for reports, let's go through some of the reports that we have in the system. We'll use the warehouse stock chart first. Now with this, it gives you a chart indicating your total items, the total quantity, and at the top you can see that it's all warehouse. So if you want to switch and select a particular one, you can just select a particular one and it will give you the stock chart for that. If you want to check your best selling products as well, you can do that. It will tell you which product is really selling and which one is not, and it gives you, I think, in months advance, and you can select which location you want to have that particular report on. You can see product quantity alerts as well. It gives you the list of all the products that are low in stock. So over here it's telling you that 2 quantities are low in stock: quantity washer and then the Britsoft gas. Product expiry alerts as well. Now it will tell you which products, if you've entered the product expiry dates for each. So some of the products that you've entered, it will tell you which product is expiring when you come to that particular section. Now you can use products report as well to generate reports based on your products. So at the top right, there's an option to either save as image, download as Excel, or show a form where you can narrow your reports down. You can select a start date and then a from date. For example, you are looking for a report between maybe a month duration or maybe a year duration or something. You can just use the start date and then the end date. Over here, so if you are looking for a particular product report, let's say I'm looking for the mobile, you can just do that and then get reports for that particular product only. So you want to know how much of that particular product you have in your stock, how much you've sold, and then if there are any profits and losses, and then if there's any quantity as well there. Okay, so you come to sales reports, I think. And so with sales report, you can show the form at the top, and then with the form you can narrow your reports. So if you want a sales report for a particular period of time, you just select the duration, the start date and then the end date. You select which location you want to get the sales reports for. If it's all of them, you leave it as it is. And then if it's for a particular product, you can just select it, and it will tell you sales for those particular products, whether some has been paid for, due for payment, and all that. You can get those reports here. All payments that you've made, you can just get records of that here. Whether it's a purchase payment or it's a payment made at your shop, you can generate all those, and then you can use the form to narrow it down if you are looking for a particular type of report. So you can come to your profit and loss report as well, and over here you can use the dates to get those to narrow it down as well. Okay, so you can have reports for your suppliers as well. You want to know a report for an individual supplier. When you come to supplier reports, you can click on view reports, and it will tell you. It will give you a breakdown of all the transactions that you've done with that particular supplier. Over here, you can click on the show form, and then you can narrow your reports down either by warehouse or by a user of date span as well. You can get reports based on staff as well. So you can click on staff reports. Then you click on view reports. And over here you can check their sales, their staff purchase reports, their payments reports, and then their login reports as well. If they've logged in, when they logged in, and all that, you can get all those things here. Okay, so under categories, you can add your categories to the system. So every product has a category that you're supposed to create in the system for you to be able to add. So we come to categories. Okay, so the system allows you to be able to add your product category. So every product belongs to a certain category, and these are the sample categories that we've added. Now you can add yours to it. To do that, you just click on add category, and then you add the categories that you want to. You can have main categories and then subcategories entered here. If you can create your units here, If it's in boxes, it's in pieces, it's in pairs, all those are units. You can create them here. Currently we have dozen, liter, packs. We have pieces, dozen piece. You can create all of those units here, and then use them when you're selling. You can create price groups and then customer groups. So for example, the customer group, we have a distributor, we have reseller, wholesaler. You can create all your different customer groups here, and then use it when you are selling. You can add brands as well. So maybe if it's Samsung, it's Gucci, whatever brand it is, you can create all your brands here and then use them for your products as well. Then you can add variants. This is where you add the warehouses or your stores. So in the system, warehouses are also classified as stores. And then you can come to your group permissions. So for the group permissions, it's where you determine what maybe a sales or any type of user can do or can't do. So for in this case, when you come to the edit permissions for a salesperson, you can see that now the salesperson can view certain things, but then they can only add a few things, and then they can only edit a few things, and then they can't delete anything. So over here you determine what they can do or what they can't do or what they can access in the menu. So you can add or subtract from here, and then when they log in, they are limited as to what you determine here. So if, for example, they can't edit a price on sale, you leave it blank. But if you want them to be able to edit a price, maybe in case maybe your store is a type of store where people bargain for prices, you can do that. You can click on edit price on sale, so that the salesperson can edit the price when they are selling, and then the system keeps record of how much they sold it for and all that. Over here you can see that some of the reports has been taken out. So if you feel like they should have access to a certain report, you can just check that and then update it so that they can have access to certain reports. You can